I just woke up, I got on this fucking app, there's a fucking white woman talking about some, she just pioneered a new device. I look at the fucking device. It's a Greca. I'm so confused, bro. I'm so confused.
Are you guys familiar with this device? I feel like a pioneer woman.
They done colonized La Greca. They done Hay que Juana sepa de esto.
Are you guys familiar with this device? I feel like a pioneer woman when I use it. Okay, this is probably way too hot for this plastic cup I'm using, but whatever. It literally makes espresso on the stove. Like, why are more people not discussing this? Are you guys familiar with this device? I feel like a pioneer woman when I use it.
Bitch said she feels like a pioneer woman. She said she feels like a pioneer woman. Annie Oakley, come take la cafeteras.
This device, girl, when you bought this, I'm so sure it came in a box and the box probably said the name on it. And even if it didn't come in a box, the video that you made calling yourself
a pioneer woman,
people educated you and told you exactly what the name of this Greca was, or cafetera, or mocha pot, or some may even say stovetop espresso machine. But you're using Café Bustelo specifically, so Greca, cafetera are more than likely the names that you should be using for it. So enjoy it, use it, call it by the correct name. So what you were drinking was an iced café con leche. You can also have a single serve coffee shot if you wait for it to just brew, and that tiny bit that comes out really foamy, take it out, mix it with sugar really good. It's gonna froth into this like really creamy light brown color. Add the rest of the coffee, pour it in, and it's gonna be the most delicious espresso shot you've ever had in your life. Really nice to have when you have like friends and family over, but do not call it a device.
You're learning so many important things, and I'm so proud of you.
White people don't have any culture. White people don't have any culture. You can't say that. That's racist. No, it's not racist. It's an intentional choice made by your forefathers. The point that you guys always try to make is true. At the beginnings of America, anybody who wasn't a British or American-born white was looked down upon, excluded. So the choice that your forefathers made, that they had the option to make, was an intentional forgetting. Intentionally hid or didn't pass down their accents, stopped eating certain foods, even changed their ethnic sounding names so they could be included into the dominant culture, which was Americanized whiteness. Because they knew with that Americanized whiteness or access to the dominant culture came power and privilege. The same white privilege that y'all try to say don't exist. Because they knew once they erased their insides, no one could tell on the outside. Guess who don't got that choice? The fact that you could forget your culture was a privilege. Congrats, you. Was it a survival tactic? Yes. One that you benefit from to this day.
Sure. Do you have something that you fall back into to practice wellness, to practice medicine?
So, do white people have culture in white culture? If culture is wellness and medicine, and you're talking about white culture in the United States, no. So, like was addressed in part 1 of this series. So, privilege was brought up in part 1 of this series, and yes, white people do have privilege in the culture of the colony, but is the colony really a culture? I think you would agree, no, that in interpersonal relationships, there can be healthy relationships and then abusive relationships. Things exist on a spectrum. In the same way, I think you would say that there are cultures and nations and societies that can be healthy or abusive. I think that you would say that there is a big difference between North Korea, and that would be considered more of a cult versus a very free, diplomatic country based around equality. Now, in the United States, it's normalized that we're not a cult. Oh no, we're nothing like North Korea. But I would argue that that's the same thing that a covert narcissist would say about themselves in comparison to an overt narcissist. Because at the end of the day, everything comes back to abuse cycles, comes back to whether the thing we're engaging in is healthy or whether it's toxic, and what is the effect on our subconscious mind. Because the real reason that culture is so precious and so important, and the real reason that the colonizer is willing to appropriate the culture of the very cultures they colonized, is because culture is what anchors your subconscious mind in general. Think about the rituals you have every day. Think about the friendships in your life. The lifestyle you live. You are your culture. It is the physical manifestation of your mind. What you live every day represents who you are, and what you allow, what you cherish, what you accept. Your life are the contracts of you. And when you have contracts that are based in anti-social norms, that means norms that do not have any respect for emotional intelligence and empathy, that are not based on any of that. Because remember, antisocial is a social science term. It is not just a diagnostic term. It's an adjective that can describe both personalities and cultures. And a culture without wellness is more like a cult. It's more like an abusive relationship. It will not make you well, and you are not well to be in it. Let's go to part 3. Talk about Christianity.